everyone. Welcome to Creative Stampin' Designs. My name is Karen. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator from Central New Jersey. And we're going to make a fun fold card today. At least I think I'm going to call it a fun fold. Make sure I'm aligned in the right place here. Oh, I'm all crooked. How can it look so straight in one spot and so crooked in another? See, a little bit better. All right. We're going to get started. Just want to remind everybody that there's new online exclusive items, and I am using I'm using online exclusive items, but only one of them is that I'm using is brand new. The rest, the others they've been here. So I'm using the sparkling snowflake, which is in the September to December mini catalog. And then the horse and sleigh, I only use the tree from this, but I use the one horse open sleigh designer series paper. And I did use the hi Arlene. Hey Jamie, thanks for joining. I used the tree and the snow from the horse and sleigh dies. And then the garden meadow, I used the arch, or I'm going to call it an arch. And I'm using the radiant, oh my goodness, radiating stitches dies. I'm just going to use the small circle. And the snowflake sky 3D embossing folder, which is in the September to December mini catalog. All right, let's get started. So I already folded it. Okay, so starting with a 4¼ by 5½, or I'm sorry, 4¼ by 11-inch panel of Misty Moonlight that I folded in half already. I know I usually wait to fold it, but I guess I was in a hurry. And then I have a panel that's 4 by 5¼ of the one horse open sleigh DSP. So, and I'm just making a winter card, not a Christmas card, because I have some winter birthdays that'll be coming up, and I figured this would make a nice, just a winter scene for a birthday card. So I'm just going to adhere that to the front. Then we're going to set this aside, and I've got a panel. I used thick basic white because of the folding, and I want it to hold up. And this is 5½ by 6¼ and I am going to do, and of course my light's going to get in the way, I am going to score it on each side at a 1/2 inch and 1 inch. And it was just easier for me to, it's just easier to flip it over, and I guess I can go all the way, move it on the cutter, but it's the same measurement on each side. So, and 1 inch. Okay, and that's all we need this for. Get that out of the way. And I'm going to fold it, even though I'm going to unfold it, but I'm going to fold it just so that the creases are there. So the 1 inch score line is a mountain fold, and the 1/2 inch is a valley fold. And I'm doing the same thing on the other side. Okay. So I just wanted it so that the fold lines are there. Then I'm going to take the arch and I am going to center it the best I can. I'm going to bring it down just a tiny bit, only because I'm going to put the sentiment up top. And of course, my sentiment was an afterthought, because originally I wasn't going to put a sentiment on the front, and then I decided I wanted to. So I'm just going to put my little pieces of tape there, and I'm going to just run it through my embossing, the Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. Just move that. And I'm going to just hold on to this panel because I can use it for another card. Just already. Okay, we're going to run it through again. It didn't cut all the way through. That's not good. Let's make sure we line it up. Let's try this one more time. Yeah, it didn't cut all the way through. That's very odd. A different way this time. It might be because it's the thick basic white, but it shouldn't have. There we go. I think it did. No, the one spot isn't cut. Oh my goodness. It cut the last time I used it. Let's give it one more try. I'm trying to put it on an angle, but it's hard because, oh, wait a minute. It might be able to go through. Try this way. See if that works. There we go. That time it worked. Gee whiz. When I cut it out before, just a piece of regular cardstock, it went through. Okay, but I'm still going to hold on to this. I can use it for another card later on. Don't like to throw away my scraps. All right, now I'm going to take this panel and I'm going to find my embossing folder that I have right here. Okay, and I am going to emboss the whole panel. And it'll stick out a little bit, but that's okay because you're not going to see the two ends. So we're going to put it right about there. And this will fit through. You always want to put your embossing folders through with the folded edge first, so then it pushes as it's going through. The paper will push, and because if you go through with the open end first, you take a chance of cracking it. The paper will wrinkle. So you always want to go through with the folded end first. Okay, so there we go. So now we're just going to fold it on those lines again. So it folds a little bit easier this time. Okay, now before I put it on, I did do a little die cutting. Not sure where I'm putting this. Jeez, damn dog. Sorry. Um, I cut out some snow and I cut out the trees. These are in early espresso, and the snow is just in the basic white. And I am going to, let's see, I had this whole thing all planned out how I was going to layer them. All right, I'm going to put this one here first. I want to put it up a little higher. I'm just getting glue dots for this because I don't want to play around right now with liquid glue because that could be an accident waiting to happen on little pieces. I'm just going to put it on the ends. Hi, Barbara. Thanks for joining. Hi, Carol. Thank you for joining. All right, so I'm going to put this right up top, just covering the bottom. And then I'm going to put this one right next to it. And I'm just going to go right to the ends. And it is going to overlap a little, but that's okay. And then I'm going to put the other ones, I'm going to go the opposite way, so then we have a little bit of dimension with it. And I'm going to do the same thing just with glue dots. Actually, you know what? Save the glue dot for the tree. I'm going to use dimensionals. But before I do, I'm just going to put the glue dot right on the tree. It sticks to my nail and my finger. We're going to slip the tree right under like that. I want to be careful not to go over too much. And this tree, this one I knew what I wanted to do. I'm just going to put a little bit of glue and I'm going to put it on the inside. Just like that on the other side, but from the inside. All right, now I'll get my dimensionals. And I'm just going to put them on the bottom. It's sticking to me today. Oh dear. I really need to talk to my mail person about changing the time that she comes. Right, and we're going to just set this right along the bottom. Just like that. I'll do the same with this one. Just put a couple dimensionals just to give it a little height. Again, I'm going to put it right along the bottom. Oops. This one's over a little bit too far. Just put it on with the one right now. Stick another one. I'll slip another, put a glue dot in between. No, actually, you know what? Nope. I might have to bring this one down a little. So luckily it's only there with the glue dot, so it'll be easy to move. Can't get it on the edge. Go. Okay. Now I'm gonna get Hi, Joan. Thank you for joining. Yes, this puppy, and I said she's been quiet all day, Carol. And it seems like the minute I'm ready to go live, that's when she decides it's time to wake up. I am going to use tear and tape only because I want this to um, stick really well. Like again, I can use liquid glue, but I'd rather the tear and tape today. You want for the edges here, you just want something sturdy so it's going to stay put. I mean, you can use snail, or not snail, I'm sorry, Stampin' Seal, but so we're going to take the card base. And I am going to fold this in, and I'm going to do one side at a time. So I'll put this one, it's got to go right up along the edge. Making a frame. Just give it a good press, and I'll do the same with this side. So the best way, at least I found, is fold it in, because then when it will fit in the envelope, it'll fold in flat. Having trouble lining up edges today, sorry. Are you in the screen? Yes, I am. So I make sure I'm still in the screen. And I have to get my snow back down. Get a glue dot to stick in there. I forgot I only had the one dimensional on it. So we're just going to put a dimensional a glue dot where that dimensional was, just to hold it down. And I could still move the other one down a little bit because that one's on just with a glue dot. But I want to make sure the bottom is lined up. And that's it. And then it'll fold flat in the envelope to mail. Then it pops up. Just you have like a little, like you're looking through a window. Let's just do something for the inside. Oh, I need to do the sentiment. So I have a small panel of Misty Moonlight, and my embossing buddy, and oh boy, I hope I plugged in my heat tool. We used it last night for the class, and I brought it upstairs, and I set it on the table, but I don't remember if I plugged it in. Well, we'll find out in a minute, won't we? All right, so I'm just stamping, being it's a snow scene, I'm stamping Let It Snow, and I'm going to stamp it right in the middle. Okay, I'm not sure where my little thing went. Oh no. There it is. There we go. Good thing my Stampin', not my Versamark is very juicy. It gives me a minute staying wet. All right, and I'm just gonna get my tweezers to hold this because I can see burning fingers. All right, so I'm going to use the Stampin' Up! Heat tool. There's two settings. One is for drying. So if you're doing water painting or something and you're impatient, like I am, you would go to one. Otherwise, for heat embossing, you're going to go to two. And I did plug it in. I'm going to give it a second off to the side just to heat up. And then let the magic happen. For as many years as I've been doing this, it just never gets old. You just want to move it a little bit. You don't need to move it like all over. I just kind of don't leave it in one spot. I just move it a little bit. And then once it turns, you want to stop because you can burn the embossing powder and it is not pretty when you burn it. That looks good. The whole thing is, I don't know if you could see it, but the whole thing is shiny. And then I'm going to get the die and I'm going to, it fits perfectly. And I'm going to just cut that out. And you know what, just to be on the safe side, I'm just going to put a piece of the tape there. And I'll be right back. Be on the safe side. I'm going through 2 times. I want to make sure this one cuts. Save my tape. Use that again. We're gonna just set this right here, and I'll use a dimensional for that. And I'm just gonna put one on the top, one on the bottom. That should be good. And again, I don't want to go over the edge because it won't fit properly in the envelope then. I don't want to flatten it yet because I really like the way it puffs out. All right, so for the inside, I'm just going to stamp it with Winter Greetings. And I have my Misty Moonlight stamp pad. Hi Pam, thanks for joining. Okay, Arlene, what are you saying here? Make sure I clean the ink off. I was reading the comment and I'm going to do this side. This was the way I cut it, and I don't know if it might just be me, but I like my edges to be all down. I mean, I could take my bone folder and go over it. All right, let's see if we can get this straight. There we go. And then I do have, let me close this because I see my hand going in that. I have 2 strips of the DSP that I cut off the sides. And I'm just going to put them, maybe, there we go, on this side of the panel. Whoops. It should be the exact size. Got glue on my table, and I know what's going to happen. Something will stick to it. And we'll just put this one on this side. So it could be a birthday card. It could be just a hello. This can go as any kind of card. I mean, you can use it for a holiday card. But I just wanted just a winter card. All right, and I'm just putting it on Misty Moonlight Matte. I'm going to adhere it inside. Probably should have done the inside first. There you go. And I might just put a tiny bit of glue underneath just to hold the tree so it's not flopping anywhere, since it's only being held with one little glue dot. Let's do the envelope flap, and I do have some embellishments. And it's really an easy card, and it'll work with any of, the All About Autumn DSP would make a beautiful fall card. The Meander and Meadows, the new DSP, would make a really pretty spring card. Anything with a scenery. It would work with anything, but I think the scenery works the best. There we go. And I did just stamp the trees, similar trees, just on the envelope front, just so it wasn't completely blank. And I was going to use snowflakes and all on the inside, but I decided on those strips. So I do have which is another online exclusive, adhesive back snowflake assortment. And I'm going to use the small white snowflakes. I'm just going to put, wait a minute, that's a medium. Let me get a small glue dot on my finger. Put one there. You know what? That's all I'm going to put. I'm just putting one. One is an odd number, and that works. I always work an odd number, so I either put 1, 3, or 5 usually. So there you have it. Pretty quick and easy card. And it pops up while it's sitting. It'll pop up, and you can just looks like it's looking through a window. All right. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me at creativestampindesigns@gmail.com. Otherwise, everything will be on my blog on Friday, which will go live at 8 a.m. Eastern Time. This video will be up. This one will stay. It'll be on my YouTube channel. All the measurements, everything will be on my blog. For the measurements, I know a lot of people have asked me, you just have to scroll all the way down, and I always have the measurements right before the products list of what I used. All right. I hope to see you back next week, and we'll see what I'm going to use next week. Thanks for joining, everyone, and I hope you have a great week. Bye-bye.